Doctor, I had a doubt regarding treatment of my father who is COVID positive, and today is day 7 of the illness. What happened, before today he was normal, but from today only he started having fall in the saturation, and he was having kind of feeling of breathlessness, like he was having some difficulty in breathlessness. Although we are not able to arrange any bed in the hospital, so we consulted our family doctor, and he has advised to start some injection which is supposed to act as a blood thinner, and this comes in a shape of injection. Pre-filled syringe is that, and as the doctor advised, that it is given just like what we how we use the insulin syringe, like in the skin. But I'm not very sure why this injection was given, and are there any harms of giving this injection, and what will happen if we don't give this injection. So basically, please tell me what are the advantages, and how this injection is going to help my father.
The doctor who has prescribed you this blood thinner, or what we call it as anticoagulant, so that is rightly he has done that, because if your father is having the symptoms of respiratory distress and there is a fall in saturation, this medication will help him at least to save his life from complications such as pulmonary embolism, which we discussed before also. So I would just repeat, it's basically there is formation of clots, and these clots get dislodged and they enter the pulmonary vessels, the blood vessels which supply our lungs, and again because of this clots the blood flow gets disrupted, it gets slower, and because of that there is hypoventilation of the lungs, and that results in the fall in saturation too. So to get rid of this condition, or actually not rid but just to prevent this condition from happening, this anticoagulants are started. And COVID overall is known to increase the risk of such procoagulant states. So basically it increases the clotting capacity inside our body, and that is why such medications are being used. And as far as the mode of administration of this drug is concerned, so like you have been told by your doctor that it is given in the form of an injection, and basically it is a subcutaneous injection which is given. So you have to give it in the skin, just below the skin. So you have to hold on, you have to pinch a part of your skin, mainly given in the abdomen. So you can administer it. If you have seen anyone who has been using insulin syringe, if anyone in the family or around has been using insulin for diabetes, so those people also, they basically do this subcutaneous injections, and it can be very well done at home. You need to just learn it once, and that can be done with the help of any video consultation with your physician, or any wise technician who can show you how to do it, and you can learn and then you can start doing it at home. As far as the dose is concerned, so whatever is the prescribed dose by the doctor, you have to follow the same advice. And the duration also, it is basically said that you need to give this for either 10 days or up till the hospitalization. In case the patient is hospitalized having severe symptoms, then it is basically continued until the whole period of hospitalization. And also there's this new thing, we also have now tablets, oral formulations of this anticoagulants. So even that, those medications can be taken for people or for the population who feel it is very difficult for them to procure injections. So for them, they can go ahead with the oral anticoagulation medications. So you also raised a doubt about the side effects. So side effects, basically yes, these medications do have a side effect, and we do need to monitor, especially for any bleeding tendencies. So like you need to be watchful that if there is any blood loss, it can be either in the form of passage of blood in the stools, or they can be vomitus which contains blood, or even minor bleeding like bleeding from your gums while you are brushing the teeth. All these factors should be kept in mind. and there is testing which can be done, which can help us basically decide on like whether we should stop or whether we should lower the dose, and so on and so forth. But all these things are basically done under the guidance of a physician. You cannot do all these monitoring yourself. You need to be in constant touch with your doctor for any of the bleeding manifestations, if at all any occur. So you have to consult your concerned doctor. And also, one more thing I would like to just tell, that we do not administer this drugs in all the patients. So one, like I said, was the respiratory distress and to prevent pulmonary embolism, and also we have testing of the D dimer levels in our body. You might have heard about it. So that testing is done, and if the values are raised in such individuals, also we have to go for this anticoagulants. And these are basically the two main important areas where we have to go for anticoagulation.